Good morning, Patriots. Welcome to the last Republic of the People on MAGA Book. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's safe and happy and getting ready for the holiday season. I hope you are preparing for big events. I hope you're having turkey and ham and the neighbors over and you guys are going to have a keg party. And I hope that everybody has an amazing time and brings everybody they possibly can. Do not stay away from each other. Do not follow the orders of these tyrannical governors or these tyrannical politicians that are trying to lock you down and force you not to see your family or have a good time. It's outrageous. It's unconstitutional. They don't have a right to tell you to do these things, and don't do them. You have the right to make a decision for yourself. You have the right to do what you feel is right for you and your family. So I encourage you highly to enjoy yourself, love your family, hug your neighbor, or don't. Stay social distance and wear a mask, but bring them all over. Go outside, have a turkey, have a roast. I don't care, but don't follow these orders that tell you to no singing, chanting, dancing, gathering, especially when you see guys like Newsom who like to go out and have dinner with 12, 13, 15 people inside in a restaurant, elbow to elbow, with pictures after he just told his entire state to lock down and to not celebrate and to not have Thanksgiving, to not have more than 10 people in restaurants and bars. And if you don't understand that this is authoritarianism, that this is tyranny, that they're trying to lock us down so they can destroy our economy and they're using that virus to do so, then man, you haven't woke up yet. And I hope my video helps you. If it doesn't, and you can't, then ask me, ask somebody else that's seeing this stuff, because it's true. These guys are trying to lock you down, and they're trying to destroy our economy by locking us down, and that's the goal. And that's honestly what goes back in the history of man. Man has done this since man has been. And I think that's why we do have our Declaration and our Constitution, is because our forefathers knew that this evil would never go away. It would never will. And we will have to fight for it. So they put a plan in place called the Constitution and called the Declaration of Independence to keep us safe from this kind of crap, or to allow us to have the power to rise up and stop this kind of crap. And I'm afraid it may go to that level. I don't want it to, but it may. So don't buy into any of this stuff. Go out, enjoy yourself, have a good time. If you don't feel comfortable, then don't do what you don't want to do. I mean, that's up to you, man. You get to make that choice. But no one gets to tell you how to live. No one gets to tell you how to see your family. No one gets to tell you who to hug, who to kiss, and who to hang around with. That's tyranny. Okay, that's wrong, and it's not good at any level. So, and again, you got Newsom going out, partying, hanging out, having fun, and then he has some stupid like, oh, I didn't mean to do it. It wasn't, I made a mistake. No, dude, you're a tyrant. You're evil, and you need to be brought down. You need to go to prison. You need to be hung. You need something wrong done to you, man. The citizens need to take you down. You are a bad man, man. You, Cuomo, Pelosi, all these guys, they're evil guys, and you're seeing their plan come unfold. So regarding, let's get back to their plan a little bit. You got the weaponized virus. It's coming through. Trump, as he said, would have vaccines for this by the end of the year. Lo and behold, we've got two of them now. Now, here's the significance with it. You've got Pfizer, 90% success rate. Kicking around the first year. Here's one of the problems that I learned about the Pfizer vaccine. It can only be stored to maintain its integrity at a negative 70 degrees in a freezer. Well, not everybody carries that. CVS doesn't carry that. Not everybody has that negative 70 degree temperature in a freezer. In a Sub-Zero, yeah, you can find it, but not everybody's carrying those things. So, Moderna, they have one that comes out this week. Another one. Imagine, Trump was right. This one has a 95% success rate. Okay, they can release it now. They've been making, because of Trump's plan with Warp Speed, was to go ahead and purchase these vaccines, even if they didn't work, to go ahead and purchase them, and if it didn't work, they throw them away. But he went ahead and spent the money and got these things made just in case. If they were good, we could distribute them, and he did that. And now we've got Moderna, who's coming out with a 95% success rate. Their vaccine can be stored in any freezer. So that's a big deal. And they can start dispersing this probably towards the end of the year. I would expect some of the seniors and people that are more susceptible to getting this stuff start receiving vaccines. And, I hope it works. And I'm God bless them for doing it. But Trump did that. Trump's administration cut the red tape. They paid the money. They paid the $2 billion to Pfizer. They paid the billions to Moderna. Johnson & Johnson's coming around the corner with a virus vaccine. So he was right, man. He didn't do this for himself, y'all. And if you believe he did, then you're just not educated. You're not following the signs. You're not following the science. It has nothing to do with politics, man. He started that with Moderna in January. You know that? In January, when this all started getting locked down. Yeah, he's a smart cookie, Mr. Trump. I don't care what you guys think about him, say about him. He's a smart cookie. He's done a good job for us, and I'm very excited and very proud to call him my president. Moving off of the vaccines, getting back to the court stuff. There's a lot of courts. There's a lot of lawsuits. There's 3 million dropped here, 3 million there. He's losing a case here, losing a case there. Strong arm intimidation on canvassers. I don't know if you saw that in Michigan. You had that they were starting to certify up there, but two of the Republican canvassers were. I know you've probably seen the video. If you haven't, check it out. They were berated by their counterparts about being racist and being that they will live in history and just horrible things said to them because they wanted to not certify the votes because they found irregularities. And now they're wanting to rescind that. And you've got fact checkers. You can look it up. Just look up canvassers rescinding vote. They don't want to vote on it because they know it's wrong, but they were so berated, man. They were called every name by these guys, and that's the problem, is these big power people, man, they come down on people. They come down on them hard, man. They come down, they force them out. They scare them. They intimidate them. They threaten them. They kill people, man. These guys are bad, and they're going to do whatever it takes to maintain their power, and their power is eminent. They've got it, and we've got to take it away from them. And we've got to stop him. And I know Trump's trying to do that, and we've got the courts trying to battle this, and I think ultimately it'll end up in the Supreme Court. But a lot of things are coming out. There's a big briefing today at 12 noon. I don't know if it'll be more just, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what we're going on. We hear the crack and we hear the cue, we hear all these things. I just want to see some action, and I know it takes time, so we just got to still maintain patience. It's hard to do when you want to see action and you know what you saw. You know that these guys stopped counting. You know these states that are in question stopped counting and then restarted again, and then all of a sudden just trickled away, and in a complete landslide that Trump took this election with. So we've all seen it. We're all watching it. The entire world sees it. I mean, you got to be just an idiot not to understand that something fishy is going on here. And I think that's one of the reasons they were so upset that ACB was getting appointed. It was a wrench in their plan. They didn't expect it. There's a reason why they were so nonchalant. If Biden would have got out there and campaigned and just busted his butt like Trump did, man, and owned it, and trains and rallies, and if he was doing that kind of element, and he got some of these votes and it climbed, and I might buy some of this stuff, but he didn't. He didn't go out. He didn't do anything. He was very smug. They were all smug. You saw the debate between the VPs. You saw how Harris was so smug. They're all smug. They all knew what the plan was. The only thing that threw a wrench in their plan was ACB in the Supreme Court. And I don't know if it's going to come down to it, man. I hope it does come down to the votes of the Supreme Court and they decide that this goes to the people. Because right now, if they play with the aspect and give it to Biden, and they don't overturn this, and they don't stop this ferocious hoax and stealing of an election, then our systems are broke, and we will have to put in a system that will work for us, and we're going to have to do that by force, and we're going to have to do that through a revolution. Some people think I'm a little nuts. Well, about 5 years ago, I said we would be in a civil war. Well, we're in a civil war right now. It's digital. It's on the ground. You've got Antifa. You've got BLM. You've got the Proud Boys. So, yeah, absolutely, it's a civil war going on right now, and it just isn't the traditional what you're expecting, all of us lining up in a row and shooting guns at each other. That may come. I hope it doesn't, but it may come. If the Supreme Court, if our courts don't fix what we saw, then we have to follow what our forefathers wrote in our Declaration and our Constitution, because that's why they wrote it. They wrote it for us to be able to stop guys like this that are trying to take over our country through socialism and Marxism and violence and stealing elections and hoax and lying to the people and gaining power in a one world order. That has to stop. We are the last free country on the world, and we're the only ones that can stop that. So I don't know how to stress it any higher. I know most of you are on board with the way I think. If you have someone that isn't, share this video share my words with them. Let them listen to it. They may not agree, but it's an alternative way of thinking. And I know I'm in the right way of thinking because it feels right. We talked about that before. What goes in your gut? If you feel like you're doing the right thing, you're doing the right thing, and you stand up with that until you die. You never back down off of that. It's so so discouraging and frustrating and angry that we see the things that are happening to our country, and it's just baffling. My wife asked me yesterday, she goes, I just don't understand how we allowed this to happen. How did we get here? How did this happen? She's just so upset herself. And the only thing I can think of, and I don't have the answers, but the only thing I can think of is that history proves that this happens. And if you've got Aristotle writing about tyranny in 2,300 years ago, and it's still coming true today, you got Hitlers, and you've got your Genghis Khans, and you've got all these guys throughout history who've been conquerors and tyrants and have enslaved people for power and hungry, then that's why we have the Constitution and Declaration. Our forefathers knew that this battle would never end. It will never go away. It's never going to not be gone. It's always going to be a constant. It's always going to be prevalent, and it's always going to be part of our life. It's up to us to stop it. And you've got all you got the Green New Deal guys going at Biden already, wanting him to pass that Green New Deal crap, the AOCs. Those guys, man, they're nuts. They're wanting him to get in bed already and write executive orders as soon as he's president to fund the Green New Deal through companies that are starting to support the Green New Deal. So therefore, they'd be paying the companies that are smoozing them with their pockets. It's a power thing, man. It has nothing to do. We can't fix anything. That's God, man. God handles the climate. God handles the nature. If he's unhappy with it, then he wipes us out, man. Volcanoes, earthquakes, whatever. But we can't affect anything. Can we pick up trash? Can we be a little better about our things? Absolutely. But can we change climate? Can we affect that? Absolutely not. That's ridiculous. Only God, Mother Nature can handle that stuff, and we have nothing to do with that. We're just peons. So they are atrocious. They're scum-sucking pond scum, man. I can't even describe the words without getting too vulgar. So enough for today, guys. Be safe. Watch this stuff. Watch the videos on the canvassers. Let's watch Trump's team today, see what they've got to say. But the bottom line, socialism is here. It is prevalent. It is in our country. It's in our systems. They're stealing an election. We're seeing people stand up. They're getting berated. They're getting attacked. And we aren't doing anything to stop that. And I know that we will. I know we'll stand up. I know we're going to take this to the Supreme Courts. And then I know we're going to stand up and do it ourselves if we don't get what should be coming to our country. It's very sad. But apparently, if we didn't have this Constitution and Declaration, our forefathers obviously saw this was coming. So God bless you. God bless Donald Trump. And remember, he is still your president. Have a good day.